Welcome to episode 10 of season 2 of the Serendipitous Rebel podcast. I'm Wendy Guth. Today's episode features Tammy Pereira, an amazing female entrepreneur who shares with us incredible insights from her entrepreneurial journey. Tammy Pereira is CEO of Tammy P, where she not only wears the hat of Facebook ads expert, but also corporate marketing and advertising consultant, strategist, speaker, and online business owner. For over 20 years, she has worked in marketing, utilizing new and traditional media for million-dollar companies and ad agencies, as well as her own company. So she truly practices what she preaches. And I'm so excited to share this interview with you today. Welcome to the Serendipitous Rebel podcast. I'm Wendy.
And I'm Crystal. This podcast is for the adventure-loving, purpose-driven, action-minded, authentic, and rebellious entrepreneurs.
Just like us. And just like you, we are trying to figure shit out. So join us as we talk about business and life and everything in between. Hey, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Serendipitous Rebel Podcast. Hi, I'm Wendy Guth, and I'm very excited to be here today with the incomparable, amazing. Do you like that? Wonderful.
Yes, I do.
Tammy Pereira of Tammy P. And I know I did an intro that you just listened to that tells you all about Tammy, but I wanted to throw out there 5 hats that she wears. And the 5 hats are mom, CEO, speaker, travel adventurer, orchestrator, and there's also a bonus hat, which is visionary. Just out of curiosity, what is an orchestrator?
Yeah, that was like a new one that came to mind, but like literally I feel like I'm this person that like is the head organizer of all things in life.
And I think that's pretty common. I would think moms, female entrepreneurs, and that's pretty much the theme of everything, isn't it? That we have to be the orchestrators. I like that.
Mom's fur babies, like my fur baby just jumped on my lap, Lulu, who everybody loves, by the way. But yes, you don't have to be a human mom. You can have fur babies, cats, dogs, birds, whatever it is.
I saw someone today with I didn't actually see them, but I saw them on the social media with an alligator.
Oof.
Yeah.
He has an alligator? Wow.
And I know someone who has a dragon, a bearded dragon.
Oh yeah. Those are a lot of work to take care of. Like one of my friends had one of those.
Yeah. So I'm really excited to do this interview today and to really talk about purposeful pivoting, to really dig into your story. My first question is just a little background. How did you get started in the online space?
I mean, I love this question, Wendy, because like you are so relevant to it, us even speaking today on this topic, because actually you're probably one of my first friends in the that I made in the online space.
Mm-hmm.
It's so interesting. This is a little bit off topic, but my son was actually asking me the other day, like, Mom, how do you make friends? Right.
Mm-hmm.
And for people that make friends easily, which I feel like I do, I was like, well, you just find people with similar interests. Right.
Mm-hmm.
You and I came together because we were in a mastermind together.
Yes.
I was coaching in a mastermind and you and I connected really well and we became friends. And so on this whole other, I know this is like a side topic, but like, it's incredible. My journey into online space has been incredible because I've just been able to meet and make so many new friends. And we have similar interests. So I've been able to connect with so many and find my people, which has been like this whole other side thing that I didn't know was going to happen when I came into online space. So I just had to put that out there because like, I feel like you and I, obviously we have a connection and we would never have been able to meet if we weren't in this mastermind together.
Yeah, that is so very true. So very true. It was a mastermind and then a car ride in Southern Florida.
It was an adventure, right? So like you and I like to go on adventures. We like to travel. And yeah, it was us traveling together and going to a beach and having a delicious sandwich.
Yes. Yes. I think that that's actually such a side benefit that is so important, that about finding your people and not being isolated. And you'd think that the online space would be isolating, but it's actually not. You were first in brick and mortar advertising.
I mean, if we go way, way back, my career of over 20 years has been, I worked at a big advertising agency. I am currently in the local Detroit area. So it was one of the largest ad agencies in the US at the time. And my career is actually in marketing. I also have been a marketing consultant in many different digital marketing consultant in corporate America as well. So I have kind of a corporate and advertising background.
What made you make the leap? Because actually, I think we entered the online space at pretty much the same time, which seems like a million years ago, but it's not. Wasn't it? I mean, six years ago?
Not even. I mean, my official entry, in my opinion, was like in 2018.
Wow.
I think I was dipping my toe in a little bit before, but not too much. Like I really didn't understand it. So I was in another mastermind going into 2018. I'm a person that really, like, once I got curious about the online space. So I was, kind of dipping my toe in a little bit before that, but nothing really serious. So once I decided, you know what, I really need to figure out what this whole online space is. I like to go faster. Like that's just how it is with me with my business. So I invested in another mastermind in 2018 and I had no idea. It was a year-long mastermind. I really had no idea what people were doing online because I was more coming from corporate with marketing background. And then it opened up this whole other world. I was like, oh, people are making money this way. I felt like I was like a foreigner in another land in this mastermind. It was a digital marketing mastermind, more marketing oriented, right? Because I just wanted to take the skills that I had from working in corporate as a consultant and see how I could translate them over to the online space. So that was my point of entry. It was actually in 2018 joining digital marketing mastermind.
Were you an instant success?
I don't actually believe in instant successes. I know you don't either.
No, I don't.
Because it's all a journey and we're all, if we're, I have new things all the time. I already know moving forward into next year, what my goals are going to be and what the things that I want to accomplish in the year ahead. Right. And we're never done. Like if we're truly, I'm a driven person. I always desire new things in both my business and life. And so what does that mean? What does that mean to me? Right. Like who gets to define success anyway? Who gets to define right? Like, yeah, it's all, and I know your feelings on all of this, but like, just because people throw around, hey, I made like whatever, $1 million in my business. Is that success? What if you don't value like that? What if you value like being able to travel and take vacations and not work 24/7 in your business, right? So things have shifted for me since the last couple of years of going to online space, and they're shifting again. I can feel it already right now. And what I want and what I desire in my business and in redefining success, really.
Love it.
We're going to do together, by the way. So,
well, and I think that you're using the word shifting, which really is pivoting or whatever works for you. And yes, you are the absolute quintessential shifter, pivoter. And I say that with the most admiration possible. We spend a lot of time at Serendipitous Rebel, Crystal and I, talking about how do you define success. And I really, really should put you on the spot, but
you totally
have to ask, how do you define success for yourself?
I'm always redefining. So for me, it's stepping into the next version of myself. That's how so I'm a visual learner, but I literally can visualize stepping into that next thing. I can actually see it for myself before it actually happens. And that's a version of manifesting. I know people throw around the word manifesting a lot, but I could see myself. I'll give you a really good example. This past year, from last year to this year, I visualized and I could see myself stepping onto stage and speaking at live events. And I did not pursue that. I just visualized. I said, you know what, this year I'm going to be stepping onto the stage. This is something that I desire. Okay. And I put it out there and I got the invitation.
Well, can we
do that? And so I've been able to do that this year. And it's been a huge feeling of accomplishment for me.
In terms of the manifesting piece of it, you've worked incredibly hard to build the relationships and to build the connections and to, put it out there that this is the next, a next part of your journey. So it's not that you sat in your living room and said, with your fingers in the air saying, I want to speak. You've worked really hard. So it's like manifesting, I think, is fantastic, and abundance is fantastic because it's a growth mindset, but you worked really hard to get there, right?
Yeah. And I was actually speaking at an event last week, which is amazing. And I love it. But I will not give justice to the thing that I heard, but I heard something amazing, which is basically, like the decision to do whatever it is you desire, right? So for the example that I'm giving today, the decision that I had was I wanted to speak live on the stage, right? But there's this weird, so there's this visual, and I'll give you the visual after. It's a bunch of squiggly lines, all like going in different directions. Okay. I'm visualizing it in my head, just like I almost visualize it as like a mess of wires. Like if you think of the back of your computer, all those wires, they get all tangled up. So there's this gap between the deciding and the actual taking action. And there's all that messiness in between. And too many of us spend too much time in kind of the inaction and that messiness area, and they don't leap over to the action. So I heard this, this was not my idea. This is a talk that I heard one of my great friends, Leanne, and it really resonated with me. But we're stuck too much in that middle indecision, those messy tangle of wires. And the faster that we can move into action, the faster that we're going to get the things that we desire and the success that we desire.
That is, yes. It's like we get stuck in the day-to-day mess. And I love that visual. That is such powerful really wires. And it's draining of your resources. It's draining of your financial, your time, your energetic resources, but you're sort of stuck and stuck. I love that. And, when I think of someone who leaps out of their comfort zone, but the wires are also a comfort zone, you get comfortable in the mess. But when I think of someone who leaps out of that and heads for discomfort, oh my gosh, you definitely percolate to the top of that. It's interesting. I was going to ask you, and I'm going to ask you has there been an impetus for you to make change? And I think I already know the answer is I woke up in the morning, but but do you need an impetus, or is it just that you are such a visionary and so creative that you just run with it? Oh, but could I add? I'm going to shut up.
Yeah, this is a loaded question, Wendy. Oh my gosh.
I know you love it, don't you? But the thing is, the beauty of, I think, your successes is that you're a visionary and a creative, but you have the ability to be an implementer.
You know me so well. I mean, that is exactly, literally, you know me so well. Yeah, I mean, again, it's a visionary, right? We all know, maybe we do, if we're really in tune with ourselves, right? We know what our next vision is, what our next thing is we're supposed to do, right? So we could either ignore it, right? We can either ignore what our next thing is we're supposed to do. Visionary is, so I'm going to touch on this for a minute because I actually spoke about this at the events that I was at. And not only am I a visionary for myself, but I'm also a visionary for my clients. So when I coach my clients, I can actually see them in the next level version of themselves before they can see it for themselves. That is my gift. I encourage them, I nudge them along based on what I see for them, how I see them stepping into their next version of success. Because I am a visionary. I know. It's so much going on there, but the relief for me when I see my vision for myself and I know what I need to do next is the action. So when you take the action, you're feeling like, okay, I'm doing the things that I'm meant to do, the purpose in my life. Versus not. If you see the vision for yourself, if you know the next thing that you need to do, the solution is taking the action and doing it. And I know that's scary. I know it. I work with my clients on this all day long because I want them to do things in their life that takes them out of their comfort zone. But I also do it for myself. So I am a leader in that example. If I didn't ever step on that stage, I would not be where I am right now.
Mm-hmm. Were you scared at all?
Yeah, I was scared. Yeah. And I'll even talk to people after, other women who are on the stage with me, and they're saying they're shaking the whole time on the stage. You know, they're shaking, they're nervous. I said, I couldn't tell. They feel it inside of themselves, but when they're meant to be there, standing in their purpose of what they're supposed to be doing, like all that is heard is their message and what they're supposed to be sharing with the world.
So this is so incredibly powerful because as women, we have been, our voices have not been, yeah, if you could see the eye rollings right now.
Are you going there, Wendy? Are you going there?
Well, actually, yes, I'm going there.
Okay,
It's like as women, our voices have not been encouraged. Our voices have not been amplified. It's been more like you're invisible, stay that way. Or your role, our roles have been so. And I just think that this is such an incredible time where women have the ability to, in a lot of different platforms, be it on stage, whether it's, podcasts, whether it's writing, whatever it is, but we have the opportunities to speak our mind. And I love that you and I have had quite a few conversations about purpose. And, I think that that's something that lights both of our fires and gets us up in the morning, frankly. I love that you have become such a strong advocate for women's voices.
And it's needed, to your point, It's needed more than ever right now.
Yes. Oh God.
We need to lean into the uncomfortable, and our voices need to be heard.
Yeah. Yes.
Whatever platform, whatever you desire to speak about. Like, I encourage anyone who's listening to this episode now or into the future to speak.
And I'd also like to add to, when you started, you talked about finding your people. It's very important to find a space where you have support. And that is incredibly important. That, some people, I remember, I know you remember this. I did a Facebook Live and someone ridiculed my lipstick and it was crazy. And granted, I'm not going to say they were not completely correct, but that's besides the point. But, it's like, and everyone's like, just shrug it off, just blow it off. Who cares? Who cares what someone else thinks about something silly like that? But it's also, under normal circumstances, that makes you want to cower, makes you, feel sometimes it could even be humiliation or whatever. But to definitely, you find your people and you find your place and your audience.
But do you remember what I said to you, though? Do you remember what I said to you when you told me? Because I still use that example, actually. I use it all the time because I love the example. The thing that I said to you, Wendy, when you told me, somebody actually said that. I said, well, that's not your person.
No, exactly.
Right? So when we're speaking and we talk about attracting our ideal audience, our ideal clients, right?
Yeah.
You now know that person that commented about your lipstick is not for you. It's like the universe screaming out to you. No, exactly. Do not go near that woman.
Exactly. Right. It's not, it's focusing on what comes out of the mouth, not the packaging around it.
Right. And so one of the things that we may want to do is when we hear that, because everybody is, as much as we all say, we're confident, we're human, right? So that may make us feel like we need to shrink down, right? We need to not share our voice and share our expertise. But in fact, the opposite is true.
Yes, that's actually, that was an excellent spin on that. Oh, fun times, fun times. Yeah. There's so many directions I could go right now. For the benefit of our listeners, when you decide to shift or pivot, do you have like a process, or is it just how do you go about doing that? And actually, I'm very curious.
For what? What specific, what kind of process? What do you, as far
Well,
as
so if you've had this vision that you want to shift, say, make a little shift in your business, you've come in a lot of different iterations. So say, you whether it's Facebook ads to more of a broader social, let's say social media strategy kind of thing. How do you go from the idea to the actual implementation? Do you have a particular system, or is it just, you know what, I think it, I make it happen? And I think I actually just know the answer to that one. Now
I know,
that
and this one's hard. I think this one's hard to kind of like convey because not everyone. So I worked in advertising and marketing for many years. And
right.
one of the things that I realized, because I did a lot of presentations, I'm a visual person. So
Mm-hmm.
I see things differently than others.
Mm.
And I realize a lot of people are very literal. They're not visual. They are very like black and white, right? So the way that it may come through you, the vision or the idea may look different, right? Than how I do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think you alluded to it a little bit, right? Maybe we're more written, maybe we're a speaker, maybe we can visualize things in our head, maybe we need graphs and charts, right? There's all different people. There's analytical people out there.
Yeah.
Just knowing like how you see things, right? For me, I can visualize things in my head. And I know that as a creative person, that is who I am. I also know that ideas come to me through speaking. So by you and I doing this interview right now, I'm coming up with inspiration and creative ideas.
Oh,
Right. So I don't have the one formula for everybody,
right.
but it comes from knowing yourself. Knowing who you
Yes. Oh, I love that. I love that. Well,
This is
it's like,
a deep conversation today, Wendy.
I know. Yes, which is wonderful. And I always enjoy our conversations because they're always filled with so much goodness and so much that gives you time. You want to think about it afterwards. And yes, and you do always have an energy level that knocks it up a level. Yes.
Yeah. I want to give you another example because this is one for you and for people that love to travel and are adventurous. There's a lot of us out there, a lot of entrepreneurs that love to travel and venture. I get a lot of inspiration when I travel.
Oh,
You know?
yeah.
One of the best ads that I ever wrote was on a plane when I was in first class. I'm not a writer, I'm a speaker, right? So I'm more of a writer. I have to work at writing. Maybe that'll be an answer for me. But I wrote an incredible ad on the plane on first class while I was traveling. So we get a lot of inspiration by travel. Just not doing the normal everyday, right? Getting out of that everyday. And I know you experience that a lot, that you come up with a lot of ideas while you're going places.
Yeah. Yeah. Sitting on a rowing machine, not just sitting, but rowing. Yeah. It's like, oh, I have to stop and I have to write that down because I have to remember that. But that is so very true. Anytime you have an opportunity to take yourself out of your daily routine or take yourself out, even just switching your locations. If you usually work at home, spend an afternoon at a coffee shop. Just the sights, the smells, everything can really take your mind to a different level. So, yeah.
100% agree. Yes.
Yeah. And definitely have your dog working on your lap at all times. See, mine won't hop on my lap. Mine just looks at me like, I don't need you right now. So
yeah, I mean, I have one of those dogs. So my dog's name is Lulu. She's a little Boston Terrier, but it's funny if my clients are so used to her being around, they love her.
Yes.
When I was at the event last week, they're like, oh, I love your dog so much. And but I think she's, we're doing we're doing things in our business, if we're stepping out of our comfort zones, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're doing things that don't always feel comfortable in our business. I feel like Lulu here is like helps. She brings like a nice calm energy.
She's grounding. She's very grounding.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Yeah. Yes. Like I said, I wish my dog would be more of a lap dog when I want him to be. We have, before I get into what we call rapid fire, and you're like, what are you talking about? Has it been worth it? Is it worth it?
100%. Yes. Everything that I'm doing and I desire to do in the future. I always look at, I'm going into the next version of myself. Right. And in our different ages and stages of life, those may change, but I know that I am moving in the right direction and I'm living the best version of my life.
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. Yay. And that is incredibly inspirational because that's really what we all need to strive for, especially as we continue to, well, I was going to say age, but as we get older.
As we become more
like wine, better. Yeah.
My 40s have been great. Like I'm loving my 40s. I'm in my 40s. And it's interesting because age is just a number, right?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's still there comes with a creak or two, the body, but yes. And I think that if allowed, we have a growing confidence as we get older. And if we allow ourselves to just search for what it is that we want, it gives us a freedom that, okay, so rapid fire.
This has been so good. I love it.
So now we do rapid fire. And so first thing that pops into your mind when I ask you, what is one system you can't live without?
One system, probably my calendar. I live by my calendar.
And is it electronic or paper?
Everything, yeah. For my business, it's all electronic.
Yeah, and I know your calendar works really well. So, okay. What gets you out of bed in the morning?
Well, I mean, my work. I love my work. I love working with my clients, inspiring people every day, and of course, my family, my kids, my dog.
What do you love most about being an entrepreneur?
The same thing. I just love inspiring. I love when clients come back to me and say they did something. Like I had a client last week say, I just finally went and did my live and I'm so proud of myself. Like I'm there right by their side, just cheering them on the whole time.
And the last is define purpose.
Oh, it's in this lifetime, living the best version of yourself and stepping into it over and over and over again.
I absolutely love this. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for joining me today and sharing so much of yourself and what turns into incredible takeaways for us all. You are truly incredibly inspirational. So thank you. Thank you.
Wendy. And thank you, Wendy, for being a good friend.
Always. Because, ultimately that's what it's about too. It's connecting with people who are become part of your, what do you want to call it? A tribe or a group or a circle or squad.
You're there with me, Wendy. So.
Yeah, exactly. And thank you to our listeners for joining us this week. And I look forward to seeing everyone else again next week. And until then, bye. Thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe and leave us a rating.
But only if you liked it. Otherwise, just keep it to yourself.
You can learn more about our upcoming masterminding opportunities on our website at serendipitousrebel.com.
And if you have topics you'd like to hear about, be sure to submit them on our website or DM us on social media.
Hey, see you next week. Bye.